In this episode, I'm going to show you how to create this effect in Photoshop, this neon glow effect. Okay, so open up Photoshop and go to New Document Window. A new document window will open up. Pick whichever preset you want. I like to enter my own custom values, which will be whatever I'm creating this for. If you're creating content for screens, the resolution will always be 72 and color mode will always be RGB. And press create. Unlock layer 0 and toggle the eye to off. Select the fill color, then disable the stroke function. Create a rectangle layer. Now disable the film function by clicking the white box with the red slash. Then enable the stroke function by selecting a color. Draw a rectangle stroke. Change the stroke number to 25. Let's bring in the assets I use for this tutorial. I'll select the photo that I want and right-click on the mouse and open with Photoshop. I'm going to do the same for the other photo. In order to do anything with this image, you need to unlock it. Right-click so you bring up the submenu. Now go up to the words Duplicate Layer. Change the name. Now we need to send this image somewhere. In this case, our destination will be the YouTube thumbnail document we made earlier. Press OK. Since these images are large, we need to zoom out. You hold down Control and you press the negative key. Then go back to the Layer panel and select the picture you want to resize. Grab the bottom right handle of the picture and drag to your left to resize the image. Get it to a size that you can see, then press Enter. Okay, now that we have our background and our pictures, let's do some editing. First, we need to remove the smiling woman from her background. I create a new folder by going to the bottom of the layer panel and clicking on the folder icon. I rename the folder Not in Use. This is all the images in my document that are originals. For organizational sake, let me color the photo red by right-clicking and selecting the word red. Now, best practices dictates that we always duplicate a photo that we're about to edit. I duplicate the photo again, and we can leave the name as is. The next thing I want to do is click on the eyeball to the left so that it's not seen in my canvas. Now let's work with the smiling woman. Go over to your Tools panel and select the Object Selection tool. Drag a rough outline around the woman. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then let go of the mouse button. Let Photoshop do its thing. You should see a pink highlighted color on your selected image, along with the marching ants. With the layer selected and the marching ants marching, copy by either going to Edit Copy or using the hotkeys Control-C. Click on the empty space in your layer panel and deselect your original image. And paste. If you've done this correctly, you should see a new layer appear with the cutout version of the woman. Rename the image Smiling Woman ISO for isolation. Now let's deal with Jean Jacket. Again, duplicate the photo and place the copy in the Not in Use folder for safekeeping. Go to the toolbar and select the Ellipse tool or press M on your keyboard. Make sure the Jean Jacket layer photo is selected. Go back to the canvas, hold the Shift key and drag, making a circle around her head. Now let's do the same thing as we did with the smiling woman and go to Copy and Paste. A new layer should appear in the layer panel. The woman's head is in the circle now. So let me drag the rectangle above the image of the woman and let's move over the smiling woman. Let me move the jean jacket over and resize. Now let's add a little style. Double-click to the right of the thumbnail image to open the Layer Style dialog box and select Stroke. My settings are white for the color and the size is set to 8. Everything else I leave as default. So let's add a drop shadow. My settings are blend mode in linear light, opacity at 16, angle is 90, distance 0, spread 25, and size 43. Everything else is default. Let's go to the smiling woman and let's add in some drop shadow settings to her image. Before we add some text, let's add some contrast to our image. Go to your Layers panel and select the image you want to add contrast to. In this case, it's our smiling woman layer. Go to the image and go to Adjustment and select Curves. Add 2 points to the graph. The lower point in the graph is to adjust the dark tones, and the middle part is to adjust the midtones. You don't have to be heavy-handed with this process. Get it so the shadows are nice and dark. Let's do the same for the jean jacket picture. Now, let's add some text. Go to the toolbar and select T for text. Type in whatever you want. For me, I'll type in the word good. Now, let me go back to my layer panel, highlight the word good, right-click and duplicate. You should see 2 good layers. Select the top good layer. Now, while holding Shift, press the down arrow on your keyboard. This keeps all the words nicely aligned. Now, I'm going to click inside the word and type in the new word, riddance. Let's go back to the layer panel. Make another duplicate and title it quote. In the canvas, let's move the quote text over, type something new, and resize. I'm happier without him. In each layer, double-click to open up the Layered Style dialog box and select Drop Shadow. Change the shadow to a dark color and play with the settings. Before we move on to the neon part, let's just reorder our layers and make our layer panel more organized. Let's select all the text layers and click on the folder at the bottom of the layer panel to group them together. Let's rename the folder text. Let's do the same for the photos and rename the photos photos. We can rename the background layer background and lock the layer so that we don't accidentally select it. Let's get rid of the white default background, highlight and delete. Lastly, let's rename the rectangle layer to the word frame. So we're going to bring in another layer, which is YouTube Shorts logo, and we're going to give it a blown out red glow. Navigate to your asset folder, select the YouTube Shorts logo and open with Photoshop. Rename, then duplicate the layer to the YouTube thumbnail document. Resize and place wherever you want. In this case, we're going to place it right next to the smiling woman's head. Go to Layers panel and select the YT Shorts logo that you renamed. Double-click to open the Layer Style dialog box. Now, make sure you click on Stroke, then press the Trash. Click on Satin, press the Trash again, and do the same for Inner Glow, Gradient Overlay, Pattern Overlay, and Outer Glow. Trash them all, we don't need them. All we need for this effect is Bevel and Emboss, Inner Shadow, Color Layer, and Drop Shadow. So the 3 we want to check is Bevel and Emboss, Inner Shadow, and Color Overlay. Bevel and Emboss, you will leave these settings as is. The same for Inner Shadow. If your color overlay is gray, then change it to white. The real work is the Drop Shadow. So next to the Drop Shadow, you will see a plus sign. Click on it. In fact, click on it 4 times until you have 5 drop shadows in total. Now we have to change the parameters of each one of those drop shadows. So let's start with the first one and work our way down. On screen, there's the parameters. You can pause this screen and zoom in to see. I've also included a notepad text document in the folder titled Drop Shadows that has all the parameters along with the screenshots in case that text document doesn't open up. All right, so we're done with typing all this mumbo jumbo and now we have to save this effect. In the same Layer Style dialog box, go to where it says New Style, type in whatever name you want, and it will save in the FX panel. And if you don't want to go through all these changing parameters and changing colors and messing with the numbers and the spread and the size, look, I've done that all for you. All you have to do is download the file, drag into effects, then drag onto your layer, and boom, it's there. I'm selling this effect in the description for $2. I hope this tutorial helped you. It's my first one. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you're having any trouble or if you're stuck. As always, take it easy.